European Democracy Shield. Under this deceptive name, a special body is being set up in the European Union to censor content inconvenient to the left liberal mainstream. This is clearly about something that could be called, in Orwell's language, Big Brother. It's about the fact that EU instances would usurp the right to judge what is true and what is not true, what is information and what is disinformation, and they would do so in the name of their own interests. It turns out that the European shield of democracy is in fact the European sword of censorship. According to unofficial information, the former Polish Minister of Culture Bartłomiej Sienkiewicz is supposed to be one of the members of this special commission. As the author of the forceful takeover of public media in Poland, he has given a show of his competence in censorship. In recent days, he openly attacked Elon Musk's X portal and the Polish right in the European Parliament. If the European Commission cannot stop Platform X from interfering in European politics, if the DSA becomes a dead law, the European Union will lose its sovereignty. And you on the right side of the Parliament are the forerunner of this aggression. You are traitors to Europe. The DSA, which Sienkiewicz referred to, is the Digital Services Act, which is in effect in the European Union. One of its provisions gives officials the right to discretionary censorship of online content, all under the guise of concern for democracy and concern for the proper conduct of elections. A piece of this is a Polish bill saying that the Electronic Communications Authority could, without any judicial review, simply block content on the internet. This is, after all, on paper and is being processed in Poland, and this is part of the implementation of the Digital Services Act. It is no coincidence that the European Commission's special concern for media coverage comes at a time when, thanks to Elon Musk, left-wing political correctness has disappeared from the X portal, and the right-wing parties are gaining popularity in Europe. I today hear lots of criticism towards Elon Musk when it comes to his political statements from many politicians in the current ruling coalition. I haven't heard any criticism towards Mr. Soros's political involvement by Bartłomiej Sienkiewicz, Kierwiński, Tusk, Bodnar, or this whole entourage of evil people, not even once in 30 years. It turns out that according to liberals, Europeans have not matured to the concept of freedom, and it is up to an official to decide what message can appear on the internet. The consequences of the introduction of censorship do not boil down to restrictions on media or internet portals. One of the priorities of the Polish presidency of the European Union is the record of the Environment Ministry under the leadership of Mrs. Henning-Kloska, which says that it is necessary to fight against disinformation of the European Union's climate policy. What does this mean? It means that in a while we won't be able to take to the streets with farmers, foresters, or hunters to be able to protest against this nonsense of the Green Deal, the European Union's climate policy. Well, because they will consider it as disinformation. The broader context of the recent debate in Poland, the calls for censorship, the attack on the media, the questioning of the Supreme Court's Chamber of Emergency Control and Public Affairs, and the consequent cutting off of funding for the opposition, raises concerns about the proper conduct of the presidential elections. All attempts at censorship are opposed by civic presidential candidate Karol Nawrocki. Our freedom will not be taken away from us, neither on the internet, nor on television, nor at meetings, nor in the stands. The December 13th coalition is also fighting against the traditional media, and traditional media is keeping an eye on it. Republika is the only major TV station in Poland that is independent of the government, for which we are already facing harassment. Our journalists are denied access to government conferences, and Deputy Prime Minister Krzysztof Gawkowski has openly called for our license to be revoked. We should be talking about revoking the license. Nevertheless, thanks to you, we continue to grow, as best exemplified by our new proposal. This is Radio Republica. We are expanding to be closer to our audience. From now on, you can listen to Radio Republica wherever you are, thanks to the app, which is available on Android and iOS. The radio has proved to be a hit. For 1 week, the app has already been downloaded more than 80,000 times. In order to continue our development, we continuously need your support. You can support TV Republica by scanning the QR code or through the website www.tvrepublica.pl. www.republica-oneclick.pl or in the form of bank transfers to the accounts provided. Thanks to your support, we are developing Republica despite harassment from the authorities. We are grateful for your financial support. Our viewers abroad can also get involved in supporting Republica. Residents of the United States can make donations to the account number 686883-508. We thank you from all our hearts for any help. Together, despite the attacks of the authorities, we will build the strongest conservative television in Europe.